I'll paint with colors and I'll sing until my lungs give out. I'm gonna let the sun shine in today, and I will leave my windows open so that I can hear the sound of people talking and the wind blowing in the trees. Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light.
I am going to start in the kitchen and more specifically in the pantry. When I'm tackling a bigger project, I like to break it down to layers. Way back then, when I started to simplify our life to make it easier to function on the everyday basis, that's what I did. First I decluttered one layer, and then when I was able to seeing more of it, what we like to use, I decluttered another layer. So since then I've been using this method and it's been helping me so much. One of the hardest area for me to keep up with, that would be the pantry, so I am streamlining it. First I want to see how many jars I can fit in there, then I can start to think about the space I have and just use it wisely. I shared this in my last video, so if you want to see more details on that, you can go back and watch that video. But now I'm just sharing how the finished product looks like. So after I dehydrate, I'm just going to grind it, and then that's all I have to do. And it's going to be great for soups or stews, or use it on a meat. It's basically just vegetables. Okay, so this is gonna be the new setup. So in that corner I have some flowers that I can use for food decoration or tea. These are all the spices. I mean, I have some more on the other side, but these are the most common and basic ones that I use more of it, and this is the perfect size for that. And in this area I have this 4 bigger jar, and this is gonna be the snack. So each week we're going to choose 4 different kind of snack. It can be chips or whatever we wanna eat. I think this is gonna be a good way to put a limit on the amount. And on this side, so this one is already measured out, so I just have to put this into the bread making machine, and then it has it all, everything except the liquid parts. So I'm going to add that when I'm actually starting the bread making machine, and that is super helpful during the week. Ew! Oh, vabbè, insomma, come si può... Non ripetala! The reason I like to put all the dried goods into jars, because I get to see the actual amount, because in the store they usually cheat with the size, and also I really like to see the food itself, so that will encourage me to use it and it gives me more ideas, so I will be more creative with that. If something doesn't fit into the jar, simply I'm just going to use 2, even if it doesn't fill up until the end, the second one, or I'm just going to use up the leftover on the given day. Usually if it's nuts, I'm just making some granola or something. Here's another tip that worked for me. So instead of having a huge jar for something that I use very often, I like to use the 2 smaller ones because it's just easier to grab. I don't have to use that much sugar, so I don't need a huge jar. Unlike the flour, I like to use a big one for that because I need a bigger amount when I use that. But for sugar, the 2 smaller one is just more handy. I am checking the paint on the windowsill because we just painted recently.
There's no need to complicate things. Let's stick to the basics. We both know what we want. Let's just keep it simple. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. We dance on the same wavelength. This feels like a new beginning. We both know what we want. Let's just keep it simple. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. So won't you let me trip with you? Leaning on follow, leave us till tomorrow. So won't you let me trip with you?
If you have a hard time to keep alive indoor plants like I do, I like to use this little trick. I like to cut a couple of branches or even flowers and I put the whole jar into a basket. It looks like a plant that way. Wrapping up this organizing project, I bought these shelves off of Amazon and at the time I ordered that to store something else on it, but when it arrived I realized that I didn't pay attention to the size. So now I'm actually glad because I'm able to use it to store some fruits on it. A quick reset to the dining area. When I tidy up, I came across with the most random items. Since it's a hot day, I'm going to give a quick shower to my plants.
It's a proper reduced triangle. You have pointer here at this distance.
What are you doing, Matt? Good job!
It's not exactly math, but
But it sounds like it. As we were buying grocery the other day, I spotted this card and it was screaming my younger son personality, so I had to buy it for him. Giving this high traffic area some TLC, it's always needed. When we had to go gluten-free a little bit longer than a decade ago, I discovered that the gluten-free bread dries very quickly. So I like to freeze them. First I'm going to slice it and then I'm going to stack them offset, so it's going to be easy to separate. This brush comes very handy when I have to reach very tight areas. Seriously? That's all it needed? Okay. It is essential to keep a clean bathroom, more for a health reason than for the aesthetic. I leave the door open when the space is not in use so the moisture can dry easier, and I keep the fabric simple with Turkish towels because they dry fast. I have this dish soap and vinegar mixture. It's a 50-50 ratio, and I have this car wash brush. I'm going to leave this in the shower so the boys will clean it as they take a shower, and hopefully, since it's a car wash brush, they will get more inspired to clean. Since it's really hot today, I am going to prepare some light food that we're going to eat when it's cold, and that's what I'm starting to prepare now. I am going to use some canned tuna and I'm going to add some mayonnaise. Chopping up some carrots, and I'm going to set it aside while we're going to go away for a little bit. We had to do a very quick visit to a friend of our friend. We had to help her out with something, and she shared some amazing herbs from her garden. I made this meal a lot when we did the kitchen remodeling because it's very simple, easy to make. Linen fabric has a unique filtering, bacteria resistant, ventilating, moisture absorbing and evaporating capabilities, so it is perfect for the hot summer nights. For a safe and natural detergent, I've been using Charlie soap over, I would say, 14 years at least, and I've been very happy with that. Today is gonna be a hot day again, so I want to serve something that it's cold. So for breakfast, I'm going to make some deviled eggs. And as for the broken egg whites, I'm just going to mix it in with the egg yolks, so that way nothing goes waste. I have to stop doing the deviled eggs because Joat is going to leave for work, and before he leaves, he wants to put up all the shades that he took down while we painted the windowsill, and it's gonna be nice in this hot weather to use it again. One of the best part in homemaking, there are no rules. I can get creative with that as much as I want, and I really enjoy this part. A quick snack before I go to an appointment. I'm going to put out our blanket for a little bit on the sunshine and our pillows as well, just to sanitize them a little bit. Packing some snack for Joat and the boys because they are going to drive far away, and when I pack on the hot days, I like to pack a jar of ice, and it will have two functions. One is to keep the bag cool, so it's like an ice pack, but also when it melts, they can drink it. The reason I like to pay attention to clean the couch that we have extends the life of the furniture, and as with any item I invest in, the more care I give, the longer it will last. If the couch is clean, it minimizes the odors in the house, freshens the air quality, and is just less damage to the furniture.
Looking down your phone like a restless soul. The wind that stroked your hair left your scent in the air, and the sun was almost acting as a spotlight just for you, making flowers bloom. Days are made for you. You make me weak in the knees. I'm doubling you and me. So darling, please fly away with me, and you will see. You looked away before I could say that all I want is you and to be near. Standing where you are, I'll give you my heart, peace when we're apart. But then he walked by, yes, he walked by and started to smile, got up and took him by the hand. Now I understand that he is your man. You make me weak.
Sometimes I like to use this dry mop. It actually does a faster job than the vacuum cleaner, but since I have the cordless vacuum cleaner, I use it less. But I have to bring it back because it's just faster and quieter. Okay, I was not planning on to do this deep cleaning, but since everybody left from home, I thought it's a perfect time to tear apart the living room.
Bye. Doesn't make it easy. The other piece of my heart you sold somewhere in the cradle. When I return from the afterglow, will you carry me like I am whole again? Wait, hold on, be together, take me back where I belong. I want it all. I had a feeling, but the feeling is all gone. Hold on, be together, take me back where I belong. I want it all. I had a feeling, but the feeling is all gone.
Well, my family probably won't notice anything different when they come back, but at least I know it's gonna be clean.
Feeling is all gone. If I could take you back to my
To organize our clothes, we can fold, roll, or hang them. It really depends on the space, but there are a few things that can make it easier. Folding the clothes while they are still warm makes it way easier and they're gonna look nicer. And way back then, when my kids were little, I tried to do a batch washing and didn't turn out too well for our septic tank, so I had to adapt to a 1 or 2 load a day. And now I really love this because the dirt doesn't settle into the clothes, and I can fold away the amount of laundry that I do in a day. I'm not overwhelmed by the multiple loads. This one is easy to make and it's very delightful to eat, especially on the hot summer nights. So usually I like to prepare this for as a breakfast and I like to shred it, but if you are patient enough and you have time, you can just chop them up for tiny pieces because it does count in the flavor if you just cut them up like that. And I added 2 eggs, a little bit of a gluten-free flour. There's no really a particular recipe that I follow. I just mix those together, and if it looks like a paste texture, then I know I'm able to fry them. On the summer days, it's really fun to change the routine around, and sometimes we like to eat outside.
I've heard a story, I've heard it said, I've come to believe that love is a bet. Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose, and sometimes it calls you right in the mood. Come to my table, come to my bed, go eat.